Welcome back to my channel. I am back with another review, so if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. A lot went down in this episode, so let's just get right into this review. So at the very beginning of this episode, Zoe starts going off on Gaelle because in the previous episode, Gaelle kept disrespecting Zoe multiple times. Like, she kept calling her names, talking about her weight, making fun of her clothes and her hair. It was just really disrespectful the way that Gaelle was treating Zoe. And when everybody got together in the DR for this group lunch, that's when Zoe ended up going off on Gaelle. And at some point, Zoe started crying, which I really felt bad for her because everybody's always coming for the way that she looks, especially her weight. And Zoe starts telling Flo that she needs to hold Gaelle accountable when she disrespects people the way that she does, because this is not the first and it won't be the last time that she disrespects somebody in the group. And I agree with Zoe. I do think that Flo should tell Gaelle to stop doing what she does to people because it's really disrespectful and it's also making Flo look bad. But to be honest with you, I'm feeling like Flo is not that different from Gaelle, because if she was, she would try to separate herself from her when it comes to the messy things that Gaelle does to people. I'm starting to feel like Flo doesn't care what Gaelle does to other people, and she actually co-signs it. As long as Gaelle isn't doing anything to her, she really doesn't care. Now listen, I know that even if Flo tells Gaelle to stop doing what she's doing, she's not going to listen anyway, so it probably wouldn't be effective. But at least people would be able to see that Flo does not co-sign her sister's behavior, but so far it seems like she does. Now at some point, Hot Topic ends up going up to Zoe while she's crying and she tries to comfort her, and honestly I was surprised about it because Hot Topic and Zoe really do not get along. They got into a huge fight a few episodes ago and they were calling each other all types of names, but you know, Hot Topic felt bad for Zoe because she was crying and she didn't feel like it was right the way that she was being treated, and so she ends up apologizing to Zoe for the things that she said about her weight. And look, I'm glad that, you know, Hot Topic apologized to Zoe. Zoe did end up accepting the apology. Now, I'm not saying that her and Hot Topic need to be friends after this, but I think it's good that they were able to clear the air. And because the trip started off really rocky with people arguing and fighting, Amara decided to put together a really fun dance night, and she ended up inviting her children's father to come, Alan, and she said that she just wants to make things right with him, not so they can be together, but so that they can effectively co-parent their children. And at first, everything started off pretty well between the two of them. They had a conversation, a really short conversation about their daughter's upcoming birthday party that they're putting together in the DR, and everything was cool. But things ended up taking a really big left turn when Alan ends up going up to Flo and Gaelle and he starts dancing with them, and basically he starts getting really flirty with Gaelle, and Gaelle is messy, so she started flirting back with him. And at one point they started talking about him showing them around, and he was talking about how he doesn't live that far from where they are. And Amara was sitting there watching the whole thing go down, and you can tell that she was not happy about it and that the whole thing made her feel uncomfortable. She was probably a little bit embarrassed too, because he's sitting over there flirting with somebody else, somebody who's in her circle, not necessarily her friend, but obviously they're on the show together, so they're gonna have to be around one another, and they are kind of friendly with each other, so I just don't understand why Alan thought that that was okay. I honestly think that he did that on purpose, and I feel like Gaelle was being very flirtatious with him on purpose too, to spite Amara. And so Amara does end up pulling Alan to the side and telling him that she felt disrespected by him flirting with Gaelle and Flo. And he was basically trying to tell Amara that they're not together, so she shouldn't care what he does. And look, I agree with him on that. I personally don't think that Amara should have said anything about it because it makes it look like she still wants him even though he doesn't want her and he's very disrespectful to her. So I really don't think that she should have said anything. I don't think that she should have been inviting him on any of the outings that the whole group had together. I think he could be there for the birthday party or if they go do something with the kids, but inviting him on the little activities that they all do as a group, I don't think it was a good idea. And the conversation between Amara and Alan got really heated. They were yelling at each other in Spanish, and at some point, Amara ended up hitting Alan, which was really wrong. I don't think she should hit him. I don't think she should put her hands on him. Even though he disrespected her, I still don't think that she should go there because I just don't think you should put your hands on anybody, so I don't think that she was right for that. But I can understand why she was so fired up because he has no respect for her. He was honestly laughing at her while she was being held back by security, and when she threw her shoe across the room, I just don't think that it was right that he was was laughing at the mother of his children like that. Like, yeah, she was doing a lot, but it was based off of his disrespect why she was acting that way, and for him to just laugh like that was really disrespectful. And then he calls her a street whore, which was really disgusting because he was the one who was messing around with her while he was married. So to call her a whore, it makes him look worse than it makes her look, in my opinion. But this is why you don't mess around with guys who have a wife or a girlfriend, because they don't really have any respect for you. They don't think highly of you when you do that type of stuff. They just want to have a good time and get their rocks off and get away from the stress that they have in their regular relationship, and so they go to you. And Amara did know that Alan was married when she started messing around with him, but he told her that he was getting a divorce. Stop listening to men when they say that they're leaving their girlfriends or their wives, because if they have not left them yet, then that means that they have no intentions of leaving that relationship. And Alan just continued to disrespect Amara. He told her that she's so ghetto and that's the reason why nobody wants her. And then he said that nobody wants her black ass, and that was really disgusting to me. Like, honestly, my blood was boiling when he said that, because it was just disgusting. Because to me, she looks better than him. Like, she can do a lot better than him. I don't understand why she gave him a chance anyway. And for him to say something like that with cameras rolling and everything means that this really is who he is. And the drama did not stop there, because Bobby, Flo, Gaelle, and Brooke all sat down together to talk about the fight between Amara and Alan. And basically, Flo started giggling, saying that Gaelle likes Alan and she thinks that he's cute. And basically, Gaelle was co-signing it, saying that she does like Alan and she thinks that he's cute. And I just think that that was really distasteful, mainly for Flo, because Flo got cheated on by her husband Marlon with her sister Gaelle and a bunch of other women, and she was really hurt by that. And I'm not saying that it's the same situation, because obviously Amara and Alan are not together, but you know what it feels like to have a guy that you were interested in or you were with at one point, and he's messing around with somebody else or entertaining somebody else in front of your face. It's really disrespectful, because she felt some type of way when Marlon showed up to the club with flowers for Joy. She went off about that whole situation, so why does she think it's okay for Gaelle to openly flirt with Alan in front of Amara's face? I just think it was nasty. And while this conversation is going on, Flo ends up getting a DM on her phone, and it's from Claudia. It's a screenshot of her on a FaceTime call with Marlon, which is really suspicious. And then all of a sudden she gets another message from Claudia saying that she needs to ask Gaelle about the time that they slept together, and Gaelle starts saying that it's not true and that Claudia's lying. But when Claudia and Gaelle met up with each other a few episodes ago, they both admitted that they slept with each other before she got with Flo, so I don't understand why she's denying the fact that they did sleep together. Now, I don't know if Claudia is trying to say that they slept together recently. I don't know if that's true, but Gaelle is definitely lying, and Flo gets up and walks away. She was just sitting over there co-signing her sister's disgusting behavior against Amara, though. And the next morning, Amara is really upset and she's crying while she's getting her makeup done, and Brooke comes to visit, as well as Amara's mother, and she sits down and has a conversation with them, and she talks about the comments that Alan made towards her in the previous night. She tells them that he said something about nobody wants her black ass and he called her ghetto. And then she said that at one point when she was pregnant, one of his friends went to her and told her that Alan does not like black women, and that the only reason why he was messing with her is because he's an opportunist and he wanted an opportunity. As soon as Amara heard that, she should have left this man alone completely, because that's really disgusting to hear. And I don't want people coming in my comment section saying that it's just his preference, because no, it's not. Because a preference does not mean you're excluding anything from it. If I say I like chocolate and vanilla ice cream, but I like vanilla ice cream better than I like chocolate ice cream, that's a preference, because I'm not excluding anybody. I'm not saying that I don't like chocolate ice cream. I'm just saying that I like vanilla ice cream a little bit better. He's saying that he doesn't like black women at all. He doesn't like them because they're black. That's why he doesn't like them. So to me, that was really disgusting to hear. And the fact that she has 2 children, 2 daughters with this man, really disgusts me, because I just feel like she can't leave these little girls alone with him at all, or his family, because if he thinks this way, then I think a lot of his family members might feel the same way too. And so I just don't think it's a good time to leave the kids alone with him and his family, because who knows what they're going to put into those children's heads. Now, Brooke ends up asking Shay to meet up with her because she feels some type of way about the comments that Shay made to Estelita when she basically told Estelita to go blow her father. and Estelita has a really dark history with her dad, and so that was really disgusting of Shay to say. But when they sat down to have this conversation and Brooke asked her what she meant by that, Shay tried to say that she was talking about the many sugar daddies that Estelita has told her that she has, mainly the one who just passed away and left Estelita a lot of money and an apartment, and she claims that's what she was talking about, not her actual father. And look, I really do hope that Shay meant it the way that she's saying that she meant to say it and not the way that Estelita took it, because it's really not a good look for Shay if she meant it the way that Estelita is telling everybody that she did. But I don't know if Brooke actually believes what Shay is saying. But during this conversation, Amara ends up showing up, and she was not supposed to be there because Brooke just wanted to have a one-on-one conversation with Shay, and that's it. And as soon as Amara sat down, she immediately started questioning Shay about the comments that she made to Estelita. And when Shay tried to explain what she meant by it, Amara did not really want to hear what Shay had to say, and she really wasn't believing what Shay had to say. And so she was telling Shay that she wanted her to leave. And look, Shay said she was not going anywhere. I really do think that it's okay for Brooke and Amara to tell Shay that she was wrong, but I do feel like they need to stay out of the beef between Shay and Estelita because they don't know the whole story. So you can't just jump to take sides with people when you don't know what really happened. So after the whole back and forth between Shay and Amara, Shay ended up going to meet up with Flo, and Flo starts telling Shay about what happened when Claudia ended up sending her a DM of the FaceTime of her and Marlon, and then saying that her and Gaelle slept together. And look, Shay was not surprised about hearing that Gaelle slept with Claudia because it's really not something that is surprising. It's something that, Gaelle has done before to Flo, so I don't understand why Flo keeps keeping Gaelle so close to her, and that's why I wonder if it's actually really true, and if they just made that whole thing up for a storyline. But then Shay starts telling Flo about what just happened between her, Brooke, and Amara, and she felt some type of way about them jumping down her throat on behalf of Estelita because she feels like they should stay out of it. And then Shay tries to tell Flo that she didn't mean it the way that Estelita ended up taking it, but Flo immediately tried to separate herself from the things that Shay said and told Shay that she was wrong for what she said regardless of how she meant it. The way it came out was wrong, and that she should go to Estelita and have a conversation to clear it up. And look, I agree with what Flo is saying. It's not a good look for Shay, and she should try to clear it up, but I feel like it's weird for me that Flo would immediately, try to hold Shay accountable and tell Shay that she was wrong for what she did, but she won't do that to Gaelle. Like, that's weird to me. Now, Bobby ended up putting together this little party in his suite before everybody goes out later that night to the club, and basically he starts filling everybody in about the drama that went on with Flo and Gaelle. Basically, Flo got the DM from Claudia saying that her and Gaelle slept together, and nobody seemed to be surprised by it, and everybody thinks that there might be something wrong with Gaelle. And then the Hollywood twins ended up saying in their confessional that they heard that Alan ended up going to Gaelle's room later that night. So it's just a really messy situation, and at this point, I feel like they're all asking for it by continuing to invite Flo to things, because every time Flo gets invited to something, she brings Gaelle as her +1. Now, the energy in the room completely shifted as soon as Shay and Flo ended up walking into the room, because obviously they were just talking about Flo. And then on top of that, Estelita ended up immediately asking Shay if she wants to have a conversation, and so everybody decided to leave the room. Now, during this conversation between Shay and Estelita, Shay says that she didn't mean it the way that Estelita took it. She wasn't talking about her real father. She was talking about her sugar daddies, but Estelita is not buying it because she just feels like Shay would have said sugar daddy if that's what she meant. And look, Estelita could be right, or Shay could be telling the truth and she just misunderstood what she said. Either way, it should have never been said in the first place. But Estelita is not innocent, and she does need to take accountability because she has been talking about Shay a lot in her relationship with Fabo. She's been really going in on that. And then she admitted a few episodes ago that she was using Shay's brother MJ in order to get to Shay. She decided to crash Shay's event a few episodes ago, and that's when they ended up getting into that fight. So she does need to take accountability for her actions as well. Now, Shay said that the reason why she fell out with Estelita is because Estelita did not end up showing up to her daughter's first birthday party. And look, I'm not a mother, but I can understand why a mom would be upset by somebody who's close to her and her child not showing up to the party. But I feel like that was something that they could have talked about. Unfortunately, there's going to be no fixing of this friendship between the two of them because they almost ended up getting into a fight. Now, despite all the drama that went down the previous night, everybody still ended up coming together and going on the beach so that they can have a good time with each other. And basically, Flo ends up immediately pulling Gaelle to the side and she starts questioning her about this message that she got from Claudia. Gaelle keeps trying to deny the fact that she slept with Claudia. I don't know if she slept with Claudia recently or if it was just the time that they both admitted to a few episodes ago. But I feel like either way, Flo is still going to forgive Gaelle and she's still going to keep her in her circle and have her around everybody. So to me, it doesn't really make a difference if Gaelle tells the truth or not. But Flo is saying that she's going to confront Marlon about this screenshot that she got from Claudia where the two of them were on a FaceTime call because she just doesn't understand the point of that. I don't understand the point of it either because I understand that Claudia is upset at the fact that Flo slept with Marlon while they were together, but I don't feel like she should have to go to every single person in Flo's life and try to, get involved with them in some way, shape, or form. I just don't think that that's right. But at the very end of this episode, the drama continues because the Hollywood twins end up pulling Amara to the side and letting her know that she needs to keep her eyes on Gaelle because they overheard Gaelle and Alan having a conversation where they were talking about meeting up with each other. And obviously, Amara is really upset about this, so she immediately goes to confront Gaelle in front of everybody. But Gaelle did not care about Amara's feelings at all because she started telling Amara that she needs to take it up with her children's father, not her, and that she can talk to Alan if she wants to because Amara and Alan are not together anymore. And basically she told everybody, including Amara, that he was in her room last night. So look, it was just really messy and it was really disgusting of Gaelle to say that. Like, whether it's true or not, I just feel like why would you want to portray yourself as this type of person on a TV show? Because I don't know if this is really who Gaelle is or if she's doing it for a storyline. And when Alan ends up showing up to the beach, he immediately hugs Gaelle and everybody starts scattering. They were like, oh no, we're not going to be a part of this. And everybody starts running in different directions. That was funny to me because they knew drama was about to erupt. So those are my thoughts on this week's episode of Love and Hip Hop Miami. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comments section. Don't forget to hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos and hit the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I appreciate you all. And until next time, I will talk to you guys in my next video.